Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel Grammarliteracy. Today it's our 9th lecture and these videos are it is about the parts of speech. We have discussed about the noun, pronoun, adjective, and today we are going to discuss about the verb. It's written right over here, the verb. So today specifically we are going to discuss about this verb. What is a verb? An action word. What is an action word? Action word in which a narrator tells us about any doing, any performance, any work, any action performed by some person or a thing. That is called the action word. And in the grammar, it is called verb. Alright viewers, now look at the definition, what definition says about the verb. Word which tells us or assert something about the person or a thing, which tells us about some doing of the person or a thing, tells us about the condition of person or a thing, or what is going to performed by that person or a thing, or on that person or a thing. So these things are called the verb. Here there are two words, tells or assert. Basically the meanings are the same. They both are having the same meanings. But tells or assert means in the meaning of verb that how it looks like, what is the condition of that thing or a person, or what the condition of the action of that person or a thing, or you can say that what that person or thing, here both are present, person or a thing is going to perform, or what he is performing at that moment, what kind of action he is doing and what kind of state he is having or she is having or that is having. So it all tells us about the verb. In the simple words, what you can say that a verb is an action word. Sorry, what is the action word? Action word is doing something, performing something, working on something, or working as individual, combined together, anything, any kind of work, any kind of doing, it includes in the verb in grammar. Now there are two main points about the verb. The first may be, the verb maybe tells us what a person or a thing does. I have already told you that this is an action word. It tells us about the action of a person or a thing. And here the first point tells us about what a person or a thing does. Like whatever he is doing, whatever the action he is performing or she is performing or that is performing. So it will be the verb. Now the next thing, look at the examples so that the things are more and more clear. Ali laugh. Ali laugh. Here there is an example. Ali laugh. Here laugh is a verb because it's an action. Ali is performing an action. He's laughing. He's laughing at something. He's laughing at somebody. He's laughing at some joke or something very weird. So he's laughing. Or maybe he's happy on something. So he's laughing. So here laugh is the verb. The next one is the clock strikes. Strikes. Strikes mean to say is the clock comes on the 12 and strike 12. The clock comes on the needle of the clock comes on the 12 or 1 or 2 or any of the digits. So it strikes 1, 2, 3, 4, 3.5 past, whatever it is, the time the clock strikes. The strikes is, the needle of the strike is here. It's an action that is performed by the clock. So it is called the verb. So I've given you the example of a person and I've given you the example of the thing so that the things are more and more clear to you. These are the verbs. The second point, very important point, you have to give some emphasis about it because many times it overlaps with the other ideas. You have to, what is done to person or a thing? What is done to person or a thing? This is very important. if a person is going to do something, that is called person or thing does, what the person or thing does. If something is performed on the action, performed in action on the object, or some kind of state of a thing is there, any kind of situation or condition of that thing is there, that is quite a condition or a state of a person. That could be anything. For example, Ahmed is berated or scolded, like abused and not in the good manner. So Ahmed is berated or scolded mean to say is somebody has done to Ahmed, somebody has abused Ahmed in a very bad way. So this is called, this something has done to Ahmed, this is done to person or a thing, because some other body has done this to Ahmed, but this is the action that some other one has done this. For example, take it, Ali has berated Ahmed. So here berated is the verb. The next example of a thing is the door is broken. Broken is a state, but it includes in the verb because it's an action that somebody has broke it, so the door is broken. Now you are clear about the state or the condition, that what kind of state or condition of that person or a thing is, it includes in the verb. I think the things are more and more clear. These 2 points are very important. You have to understand these 2 points. A word which tells or asserts something about the person or thing, and what assert and tells mean. A verb that may tells us what person or thing does and what is done to the person or thing. Both are included in this tell and assert, and these are called the verb. I hope that you have understood it very well. So let's go to the next portion. Alright, the next point is, the third important point is, a verb often consists of 2 or more than 1 word. You have 2 words or you have more than 1 word. Like it may be some more verbs in a single sentence. Let's look at the example so that things will be clear for us. The girls were singing. Here there are 2 verbs. One is the helping verb, one is the action verb. Okay, now what is the helping verb? A helping verb is a word which has the action to suit in the sentence. Helping verbs are very important to know that where it comes and how it is going to fit in the sentence. It is basically depends on the tenses. Whenever you are going to deal with the tenses rules in the coming lectures, we are going to deal with them so that the things will be more and more clear. There are no, you cannot say that there are million of helping verbs and you cannot use it as randomly. There are few helping verbs and they are going to settle according to the need, according to the use, according to the scenario, according to the condition at the moment. Whatever the tense you are going to produce, that is very important. It is a past continuous tense. So here verb and singing both are at the same time. But here helping verb is here, helping verb is here, helping verb and action verb is here, and these 2 are called the verb. So it often consists of 2 or more than 2. It could be more than 2 as well. In a single sentence, there could be the 2 or 3 forms of verb. So that there are 2 or 3 forms of verb. There are 2 or 3 helping verbs because the sentences are complicated as according to the need. These are very simple ones so that the things are clear. The next one is, I have learned my lesson. It's very simple. I have learned my lesson. I learned my lesson is not appropriate here. Rather, it is the simple past tense. But if we are having, I have learned my lesson, the present tense is here. So helping verb plus third form of verb is here. So here helping verb is the verb and the action verb is the learned. So have and learn both are the helping verbs. So both verbs come in single sentence. There could be often 3, 4, maybe more than this. With the passage of time, when the things will be more and more clear to us, we will discuss about the tenses, we will discuss about the active passives, we are going to discuss about how the sentences are going to perform in a regular life about the present, about the past, about the coming plannings, future, so that the things are more and more important and clear to you, and then you are very confident to use them. Here we are going to discuss about the verbs. So these are the helping verbs, and the next ones are the action verbs. That is how the verb often consists of two or more than one word. I think the things are clear, so let's go to the next topic. Next. Alright, now we have the kinds of verb. What are the kinds of verb? The first one is the transitive verb. The first one is the transitive verb. Now look at the transitive verb. That denotes an action which possesses over from the doer or the subject to object. Like in the sentence, when we are having a subject that is doing some action related to some object, or which is going to depend on some object, or doing some action with respect of an object, it is called transitive verbs. These are called transitive verbs. Okay, now look at the examples so that the things will be clear. I'm going to give you two examples so that the things are more and more clear. First one is the boy kicks the football. So here the boy is the doer. Kicks, I told you, whatever the boy is doing is the action word, and the action word is the verb in English grammar. The football is the object, and basically the boy is kicking the football, so football is the object and the boy is the doer or the subject. So kicks is the verb here. Da is an article and boy is a pronoun here. So the boy kicks the football. It's a transitive verb because it requires an object to perform an action. It requires an object to perform an action. I hope you're clear about the transitive verb. I'm going to give you another example so that you will understand it very well. The next example is I have done my homework. I have done my homework. I is doer or a pronoun here. Have is the helping verb. Done is an action verb. These two are the verb. Now here the third point that I have told you, the verb often consists of two or more than one word fulfills here. So my is a pronoun and homework is the object or the noun or some task or the name of some task. So it is a noun. You better announce in the end of the sentence that a doer and an object both are here and a helping verb is here. This is the transitive verb. When a doer of the action requires some object on which he is going to perform the action. Basically, what is the object on which we perform some action? So on which the doer or the subject of the sentence is going to perform some action, that is called the transitive verbs. Next. Alright, the second kind of the verb is intransitive verb. Denotes an action which does not pass over an object. Denote an action which does not pass over an. So here, one thing I want to tell you that the intransitive verbs are those verbs which are completely opposite to the transitive one. Transitive requires an object. They didn't require an object. As the definition said, it denotes the object. It denotes the action of any subject which does not pass over to any object. We do not have any object on which we are going to perform some action. The second one is it expresses a state or being. Basically, it is going to express a state or being. In the first of the sentences, the door is broken is a state of the door. So here it is going to express the state or being. Okay, let's look at the examples so that the things are more and more clear. For example, the first one is he ran a long distance. It's an action. He ran a long distance. Here is not any object present in the subject sentence. So the subject is doing an action, that is running, and he ran a long distance, and that is the action. The second one is the baby sleeps. It's a state of the baby. The child is sleeping, my baby is sleeping, any of the person's baby is sleeping. The baby sleeps, it's a state. The third one is there is a flaw in the diamond. It's a being, or it's a condition. That there is a flaw in the diamond, there's an error in the diamond, or you can say that the finishing of the diamond is not good, or there is an impurity in the diamond. So it's a being. These are called the intransitive verbs. Now let's revise the lecture of today. It's a very simple one, and it has only two kinds. Basically it's a short one and very easy to understand. First one is verb. What is a verb? Verb which tells us or asserts something about a person or a thing. And here we are having three main important points about the verb. What it asserts? It asserts about a person or a thing, whatever he is doing. For example, I told you that Ali laughed, and laughing is action here. The next one is, the second one is what is done to the person or a thing. What is performed on that person or a thing. For example, the door is broken, it's a state, and someone has done that breaking condition or breaking action to the door, and this is called the second thing. Second important point, that something is done to person or a thing. Third one is it consists of two or more than one word. There could be the helping verbs, there could be the two verbs in the sentence, anything. And there are two kinds of verbs. One is the transitive verb, one is the intransitive verb. Transitive verbs are that denotes the action which pass over, or which possess from the doer or the subject to the object. And the next one is that intransitive verb that denotes the action that do not pass over to the object. For example, he ran a long distance, the baby sleeps, and there is a flaw in the diamond. I have written these three examples. All you have to note down these examples along with the definition and try to make the sentences by your own, so that the things are very clear and very easy for you. Hopefully you like the lecture. Give me the thumbs up. Do write your suggestions in the comment box. Hopefully we are going to meet in the next lecture. Goodbye.